welcome back. Welcome back to Humblewood. Last time, our heroes were investigating the mysteries of the avian and got caught up in a trap that almost killed them.
Twice.
Twice. So, it's the next morning, and Rallis, immediately I would like for you to make a constitution check.
Oh boy. Just a constitution check or a save?
Just a check.
Alright.
Because you took a pretty heavy blow last session. Oh god, it hurts. There is a pain in your chest. You're pretty sure your ribs are cracked.
Okay. You've had worse,
You may
Rallis.
need to take a day off to heal that and get some paramedics.
Well, he would, but he needs to go and see someone first up. Then he'll take the day off.
Okay, it hurts to move.
What an auspicious beginning.
But yeah, he definitely he's kind of a man on a mission. He needs to at least speak to the now former necromancy teacher.
Yeah, the Glinda Nightseed, yes. He's currently being held up in the lobby, waiting for you.
Mm-hmm. So, even though it hurts really, really badly, Rallis tries to soldier on through it, and he makes his way down into the lobby.
Okay. You do your very best to get back down to the lobby. Nobody else is here at the moment, so they're just gonna stay in the corner there. And you do see Glinda Nightseed, looking a little concerned as she's waiting down by the door.
Yeah, like, Rallis just shows up. Like, clearly he's favoring the side of his ribs that are kind of, not too good. And, he tries to keep it together, put on a brave face as he walks up to her and he says, "My apologies for keeping you."
Oh my goodness, what happened? I heard about what happened last night. Are you alright?
I'll be fine. Just a day of rest should do me well.
Alright then.
Now, he takes a moment to steady himself. About what I wish to speak with you about. Do you mind if we head outside for a moment?
Of course. And you do both go outside.
Now, with that, and making sure that they have at least relative privacy, he looks to her and, again, still keeping a straight face. Trying to, anyway. And he says, "First off, I want to apologize. I could not do much for you."
There's no reason to apologize. I was bound to get found out about my less than legal practices eventually.
It is unfortunate because, well, I do choose to believe that you have noble intentions in that regard.
You're not the first to leave the avium on not so nice terms, There have been others. I'm sure they're doing well for themselves.
Oh, who would that be, if I may ask?
Remember, there was a hedge in my class who was studying eldritch things.
Knowledge that...
Very unsavory thing.
I see. My apologies. And after a bit of...
Sure you're going to be okay.
I will be. I will. No need to worry. After a bit of thinking, Rallis' eyes seem to wander for a bit, and he places a hand over her shoulder. You He leans in. He says, "You wish to continue your studies, correct?"
I do indeed.
Well, I do not know if I am stepping out of line for this, but are you aware of the Temple of Altus in Alderheart?
I am. I haven't really been there myself.
Well, how about you head there and see what can be done?
Thank you for your kindness, sir.
Oh, it's no trouble at all, ma'am. Tell them...
You should probably get some rest.
I should. I should.
I'm more concerned about your health than my own living situation at the moment.
I will be fine. But when you arrive there, may I ask that you tell them something important? He leans in and he says, please tell them that the wind touched vouchers for you.
She's a little job. She's reeling a little bit, but she nods in agreement.
Now, I'm putting my trust...
I will do that.
I'm putting my trust in you with this.
Okay.
Now, he pats her shoulder and says, "Best of luck. See you."
You as well.
Now then.
Before you head back, I would like to address... Keep an eye on the servitor skeletons. They've been acting out of sorts, even without my intervention.
Considering what...
That might help with your investigation.
Understood. Considering what we just went through last night, that seems like a wise course of action.
Okay.
Now then.
Yeah, I hope you get better.
I will. You have a good life now. I hope we cross paths again.
Alright. Until next time.
Farewell. And Rallis just heads back into the rooms slowly.
Yeah, and she's gone. What's everybody else doing in the meantime?
Talus is gonna go find in that tower that the guy disappeared behind.
Okay. So,
Same here.
it'd be about here, and Rook's decided to come with you.
Because he was the last one that saw the tower. Or saw the culprit go behind the tower.
Yeah, Henrietta is in bed right now. So,
He hid in it.
so, it takes a few minutes for the tower to eventually line up with one of the bridges so you can safely cross. Because you're definitely not bird-broke and can't just glide over there. Unless you have feathers.
Yeah, I never understood why they wouldn't just fix it in front of a bridge.
No, right? So horribly impractical.
Magic. Anyways. You do enter the tower, and there's really nothing of note in here. It looks to be just another classroom / library.
Well, I'm gonna see if I can find the... Well, I got some idea of where on the tower bird. I mean, we know it was Oddwald at this point, I think.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna see if I can find the exact spot where exactly on the tower the Oddwald disappeared behind. There's
It'd be near the middle, and there is a window. It's not open.
That doesn't necessarily well, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not there. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check the room that window leads to, like see if there's anything in there.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Will do. Let's see, I'm actually not proficient in this, but this is my best stat, so...
You do come across, after investigating the room, you do find some old documents on a table.
I glance over them, like, I'll read them in more detail later, but what are they about?
They appears to be an old scroll with lower library blueprints that show plans of different classrooms and laboratories built underneath the avium.
Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out later.
And with a day of research, you could probably figure out where these classrooms are.
Well, it's still morning, so I'm going to head down to the lower library. I'm going to grab a copy on the way, grab myself another spell of one last spell scroll from the road, and start getting to work looking at those documents.
Okay. And meanwhile, Rook, you don't really find anything else.
Oh.
Sorry.
So,
There's really nothing of note in this room.
Yeah.
Aside from those documents.
Yeah, I'm going to follow the lead on the document.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the two of you, I assume, go back to the dormitories to research the document.
Down to the lower library again.
Okay. And Henrietta is still in bed, so... And I assume Rallis also goes to bed.
Yeah, he's bedridden for the day, it seems.
Yeah, he's bedridden for the day.
Yeah, basically they're just near comatose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so another day passes.
Actually, one
or
second.
rather, you decide to all go down to the lower library. The two of you decide to go down the lower library.
Yeah.
Oh, well, actually, back in 1 sec, I was kind of reneged on that idea. I was actually thinking of getting something really quickly enchanted.
Okay.
Like my rapier.
You want to get your rapier enchanted? It takes, it's gonna cost you about 100 gold, roughly. Or 500?
Okay, done.
Yeah, 100 gold to get it enchanted up by 1 level.
Yeah, done.
Yeah,
and you meet the enchantment teacher. He's
that would be the transmutation teacher, actually.
A transmutation teacher. He likes to ramble a lot. He's this big white strig. He likes to ramble a lot about stuff. And it's about transmutation being the key. Meanwhile, Talus, you're going down to the library.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna pick up a new spell. As long as I'm down here, I'm gonna pick up another spell scroll.
Another spell scroll. Which one are you looking into here?
Surprise me. Same parameters as before.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yeah. Preferably a ritual spell.
A ritual spell. Let me look that up real quick. In the meantime, the librarian isn't really paying much attention to you.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Filter. Ritual spell. Let's see here. You already have the alarm spell and the comprehend languages spell and the detect magic spell. You do find a floating disk scroll.
Okay. I'm just gonna copy. I'm gonna copy that down. I'm gonna copy that down real fast.
It's gonna take you another day to figure that out.
Not true. A scroll only takes 2 hours per level to copy down.
Oh, okay. That's fine then.
There's already rules for that.
Okay. So, I assume you're copying it down in the library.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
that's half of what that's like half of what the library is in the school are for.
You notice librarian leaving to go deeper into into the lower library.
Mind the shadows, I call it to him.
Yes. He doesn't seem to be paying much attention to you as he continues down into the library.
Yeah, I let it go.
Okay.
Like, trust me, the metagamer in me is telling me to follow him, but Talus has no in-character reason to.
Okay, so a day passes. Everybody is either in bed or studying or what have you.
Yes.
So it's the next day, and Rallis and Henrietta, you've probably already healed up by this point, thanks to paramedics and magic healing.
Henrietta sits up from her bed and she is carefully stretching her body. You can almost hear the bones, her joints pop as she stretches at certain points.
Much better. How are you feeling, Henrietta?
Better than I did a few days ago. You?
A lot better. Still a little sore on my side, but nothing a streak such as myself can't handle now.
Henrietta looks at her surroundings.
It's the dormitory.
Yeah, I know. I see we're still in the dormitory, so I'm guessing Talus and Rallis, Talus and Rook hadn't done anything to get us thrown out yet.
Not yet, at least. But with that in mind, I actually have some information to share with everyone. Quite a bit, actually.
As do we. We have some idea where Oddwell went.
Well, that's good. Now.
Yes. So, sorry.
Alright.
So, where is he?
It seems that apparently there are apparently this place has underground rooms that we weren't told about.
As in
underground?
Deeper than the library?
That is correct.
I toss him the map.
They're just documents. They don't exactly tell you specifically where they are. It's gonna take some more investigating to figure it out.
I mean, Rallis quickly skims it and he gets the general idea. Well, seems a little far-fetched, but considering the Avia, it isn't that far-fetched.
Right now my plan is just to wander the ground, poke around the ground floor until he finds stairs leading downwards.
Fair enough. Oh, yes, if any of you are out and about, do keep an eye on the servitor skeletons. When I was speaking with the former necromancy teacher, she said that even without her influence, they seem to be acting up. So that may give us that's
either a college prank or Oddwell's doing.
Likely. Oh, yes, and I imagine we still have the book, correct?
Yes, you still have the Necronomicon on your person. Miraculously, no one has figured out that it's been missing yet. And it's still missing.
If it weren't for the fact that we need that book, I'd say we burn it.
It can be
Books
destroyed.
like that, you don't want to burn a book like that.
Mm-mm.
What if it's with holy fire?
I mean, it can be destroyed if you just leave it out in the sunlight.
It's a vampiric book?
Not
Yeah,
per-
then pop up. Yes, but then it'll pop up and reappear at a random time and place later.
Regardless.
Mind you, it's in Rook's bag right now. So
Regardless.
Yeah,
Be careful with that. It might
Yeah,
it'll
be.
just lose.
why-
It'll just lose its magic when exposed to direct sunlight for 8 hours.
Remind me, why do we still have it?
That is.
That's a very-
Because only the
good
wizard can
question,
use it.
One I care not to answer right now.
Well,
Only the wizard
I,
can use it
if you
anyway.
have news about me using it, then you can just put it back in my library.
I mean, it's pretty. Well, at least. Okay, out of character here. I would say probably the reason why we still have it is because, well, you know, Oddwald, we assume anyway, apparently was using it to frame Glenda, so it's kind of like the situation of, okay, he clearly has access to the underground library, so maybe he'll come and try and find it or something.
Right. Well, I'm gonna go look for it downstairs.
Just in case I forget, do you still have that shadow ritual summoning page that you found? I'm pretty sure you do.
Well, one of us does. I don't know if I specifically still have it.
Would be the person who would have discovered it initially, I imagine.
That would be me then. Yeah.
Yeah, you can actually put it back in the book, and it will retain its magic again.
Ross, no wait, Talus. Dang it, you guys have two similar sounding names.
I am so sorry.
I picked mine. I picked mine first.
Yeah, I know, and mine is just, yeah, I'm a latecomer. Like, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. But anyway, Talus, you better bring Rook with ya.
Right.
I have a feeling you're gonna need his lockpicking skills.
Indeed.
Regardless if it's magic or not.
Rook kind of raises his arms in the air, saying, "Yes, I'm going to be useful."
And no comments. Anyway.
The two of you go back down to the lower library.
Yeah, might as well. I mean, that's the lowest room, that's the lowest room that anyone really knows of. So might as well start there.
Okay. The two of you go down to the lower library, and you notice the librarian just as he's leaving, going back down to the lowest part of the library again. He doesn't seem to have noticed you approaching yet.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of stealthily kind of follow him.
Okay, roll a stealth check. With advantage, because you're in dim light.
Stealth. 20.
Ah, okay. So, let me just put this up here real quick. And, you go down to the depths of the library. And you see him with one of the servitor skeletons. And he appears to be looking around frantically as if searching for someone with the servitor skeleton.
Yeah. And I guess I'm just gonna be kind of like ducking around corners, kind of like.
Yes, that's exactly what you're doing. You see him go over to this back wall. He takes one more look around to see if if the coast is clear. And then he crouches down to this stone slab that's jutting out of the wall, presses it, and with a loud clunk, this entire wall lowers down to reveal a secret passage.
Well, there we are.
Yep, I'm just gonna go, kind of like go back and just kind of like wave over the team,
Yeah,
kind of like
and
put a
you see the librarian and the skeleton go down, and the wall goes back up again a few seconds later.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like go right up to the wall and just kind of like feel around for the stone slab.
Make an investigation check. Yeah, you find the stone slab.
Yeah, no, thankfully not with disadvantage.
Yeah, it's not disadvantage, it's fine. Because you have dark vision, it's fine.
Yeah.
So you do find the stone slab, and you push it in, and the door opens.
Door opens. Okay.
Are you sure you want to go back and tell everyone else?
I mean, you already went over, and I'm pretty sure. Did the other two even come with us down to the lower library?
I mean, to be fair, I don't think Rallis has anything else in mind to do, so he'd probably follow behind a little, yeah.
Yeah. Well, just make sure you both stay back. Best they not know we're coming.
That is a fair course of action, because, yes, the armor is very loud. Very, very loud.
Right. Well, I don't have any stealth proficiency, but I do have...
Visibility.
Yeah, I cast that upon myself, and I think Rook and I set on down.
Okay, so all of you decide to go down into this secret passageway.
Yeah.
It's a small hallway. It's dimly lit by lots of magical light, which floats in slow, random patterns near the passageway ceiling. The hall continues downward into darkness, which is totally fine for three of you because you all have dark vision.
Wait, remind me who doesn't?
Henrietta.
So
So-
go home with his hand.
So, to your immediate right, there is an open door with light coming out of it.
Okay. Like, I'm just, like... I motioned for Rallis to stay back, then I remember that I'm invisible. So, like, is there dust on the ground?
There is no dust.
I mean, Rallis would probably get the general
You know
idea.
what? I'm just gonna whisper in their ear, stay back, out of sight and out of hearing.
Understood.
And then, and then I'm gonna peer in the door.
Okay, you open the door. There's nobody inside. Okay, let me describe it for you.
Yeah.
It's a small stone room, and it smells musty and old. There's bookshelves lining the walls, though they're mainly empty. There's a table against the wall with a very cushioned chair that looks new compared to most everything else. And yeah, the chair looks like a new addition. And there's a wooden door all the way in the back as well.
Okay. So this book on the table, I'm going to check that out.
Okay. So, there is a book on the table. These appear to be some of the torn out pages from the lower library that are stored here. And let me see if I can get those out again.
Yeah, I'm taking all of those.
I'm going to edit all of these again so that you know.
Right.
Okay, so there's Elder Elementals here. This is from the stuff you researched in the library.
All right. It's continuing from the cutoff that point, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right. The Great Calamity.
So yeah, all the cutoff points have been edited. So that would be Elder Elementals, Elemental Creatures, and the Great Calamity.
Hey, what about the Scorched Grove?
The Scorched Grove didn't have any torn off points.
Oh. Oh well.
It's
Anyway,
just,
oh yeah,
it's,
I'm gonna take all of those, and okay, I think I found the important thing for now. I can look around the rest of the room later.
yeah. You also see an amulet on the table.
Hmm.
It's a crystal amulet that's hanging on a hook.
Can I tell that it's magic?
Make an intelligence check.
Arcana? Or
Sure.
just intelligence? Okay. Yeah, because I want to keep this invisibility going for as long as possible, so I'm not gonna be using identify just yet.
Okay. You actually remember this as being worn by Mordain, the librarian.
I don't really want to steal his stuff, so let's find out what's going on first.
Okay.
Okay.
It's just the closet in the back that's left.
Okay, while I'm checking all this out, what's Brooke doing?
Okay, what are the rest of you doing?
Well, I see a door to my immediate left.
Okay. There's no light coming out of it, as far as you can tell.
Okay, well, Rook would like to check the door.
The door is open, and it appears to be an old storage room. It's incredibly old and dusty in here, but there are some wheel marks on the floor that suggest something was wheeled out of it.
Okay, I guess I'm going to try and follow the wheel marks.
They lead outside of the door, and there's no dust in the hallway.
Okay, well, I guess I'm just going to go inside. I see if that's a cupboard.
You open the cupboard, there's nothing inside. It's completely cleaned out.
Okay, so I guess this place was just like, it was a storage room, now it's just kind of bare bones.
Yeah, it's very bare bones in here.
Okay. Can I guess Rook would not really suspect anything much of this room.
Yeah, there's really nothing much in this room.
Okay. I guess he would like to go a little bit further down the hall, or...
Okay. Aside from this back door over here, which is emitting light, there is another door that is not emitting light.
This, presumably?
Yes. So, you open that door, it looks like an old classroom. It is covered in dust.
Okay. I guess he's going to walk on over and see what looks like a chalkboard.
Yeah, there is a chalkboard in here, but it hasn't been used in... It looks like it hasn't been used in ages.
So there's like no chalk markings or anything?
Nope. Okay. This room is also very bare bones, and there's nothing in here.
And the cupboard?
And the cupboard is also empty.
Yeah, how peculiar.
Okay, meanwhile, Talus, I assume you're going to open the door to the closet.
Yeah.
And you find the library. Hold on. You find the librarian. He look.
Is dead.
Okay, here's what you see. He's standing upright and his eyes are closed as if he's sleeping. And he's surrounded by a field of swirling gray energy.
At a glance, do I know what this gray energy might be?
Make an Arcana check.
Sure thing.
You're not entirely sure.
At this time, Henrietta, curious, looks in, sees the librarian, goes, "Holy hay bills! What's that? Is that the librarian?"
I shush her. No shouting.
"I'm whispering. It's a stage whisper."
Yeah, Rallis is just kind of staying where he is, and he's kind of keeping lookout for everyone. And he hears the whispering, and he says, "Is he coherent?"
Henrietta backs away.
Looking at him, if you take a closer look at him, you might figure out what his pulse is.
Like, I don't want to get near that if I don't know what it is, but there's one other idea I have. I'm gonna grab that magic amulet you mentioned. The librarian's amulet.
It's a crystal amulet.
Yeah, the crystal amulet. And I'm gonna try and touch him with it.
You touch the crystal amulet to the, I guess, viscous jelly-like field on him. It does nothing.
Oh, that didn't work. Okay, I'll try and touch it myself.
Okay. You feel around for a pulse, and he's still breathing, but at an incredibly slow rate. It's like he's being kept alive and imprisoned by this magic.
So he's in sort of like a state between life and death or something.
Yes.
Okay? Okay, now I'm curious. I'm gonna check out this bookshelf over here. Like, what manner of books are on it?
Yeah, I say that, but I did say that the bookshelves are mostly empty.
Oh.
It's just the pages that you previously found.
Well, is there anything in these cupboards, or is it all empty?
There doesn't appear to be anything else in here, but most of this room is fairly clean compared to everything else.
Odd.
Like it's been recently used.
He's in some kind of suspended animation, and don't want to drop this invisibility in case we might get ambushed. So I'll leave that for later.
Rallis slowly closes the door, and just...
Actually, I'm gonna put back everything I found for now.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm also gonna close this door, just in case whoever it was dropped by. No need to put them in alert.
And put the crystal amulet back too, I imagine.
Yes, yeah, all that.
Not even going to try and wear it. Okay.
No. I'm not wearing that thing when I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Well, with a little bit of analyzing, it does have some magic to it.
Yes,
like,
that's what makes it risky and dangerous.
Yeah, it has some transmutation and illusion auras to it.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, I feel as though that can wait. Like right now, we need to get to the bottom of whatever this is.
Agreed. And with that in mind, I'd say our next stop is the end of the hallway.
Yep.
Like,
And
I honestly, out of character, I can guess what it does. It's basically it's a magic disguise. I'm guessing.
But you know,
I guess we're...
in character, Talos is like, I'm not messing with any kind of magic I don't know.
Yeah, like analyze the magic item before you put it on your neck.
Yeah, because well, you don't want to get cursed.
Yeah, and we don't have time to be analyzing it right now.
okay, the only door remaining is this one in the very back, with some light emitting from it.
Right. Like,
I'm just gonna motion everyone else to kind of stay back a little bit.
yeah, I want to get a little bit forward so I can like slip in completely unseen the moment he opens it.
Henrietta holds up her mace and shield in case there's a fight.
Okay, so you are all alert. Okay, so are you pressing your ear against the door, or?
I will.
Okay, you press your ear against the door. There is an eerie silence coming from it. You swore you heard some amount of rattling as you approached, but now it's quiet.
Okay, I'm gonna take out my rapier, just kind of just be at the ready as I press my hand against the door and kind of slowly open it.
Yeah, you open it, and you're surrounded by skeletons.
Well, they can't see me, so.
Hold on.
But they can.
Everyone roll for initiative.
Oof.
Come on.
Big oof.
Okay. Ending. So, this is a surprise round. All the skeletons get to attack first. They are all these bird folk skeletons, the one with helmets on, that look vaguely strig-like, all have short swords on them. And this one goes into attack Rook. And you take 10 piercing damage.
I take how much?
10.
Ouch.
Because it was a crit.
If I had moved 5 feet closer, I could have shielded him.
This one also goes into attack Rook. You take 5 piercing damage.
I'm not liking this.
Okay, so. Oh, right. I'm surprised.
Yeah, you're all surprised. Because you tripped an alarm without realizing.
Oh.
Yeah. These ones are just going to be here to block your path. And this guy all the way in the back here, you definitely, Talus, you definitely recognized him by his abnormally large beak as the guy who attacked you earlier and ran away.
Yes.
And he's like, you all shouldn't have come in here. And he exits stage left. Hold on. Let me just... There. And there. Okay. So, back to the top of the round. The skeletons with short swords continue to assault Rook, who is up front with short sword. Okay, what's your AC?
My AC is 14.
Okay, 14. Only one of them hits, and you take 8 piercing damage.
Okay.
Talos, it's your turn.
Okay, so I'm invisible, they have no notion that I'm here, right?
No, they have no idea.
Well, then I'm just gonna casually walk by and go...
Make a quick stealth check.
Oh, sure. With advantage because invisible, I assume?
Yeah, with advantage, because you're invisible.
Good, because my stealth modifier is 1. Oh.
One of them definitely notices you. And immediately makes a reaction attack to try and slash at you with its talon. It hit. Even with disadvantage, you take 5 piercing. You are no longer invisible.
Hold on. That's not necessarily the case.
Because it's a concentration
Okay,
spell.
now I'm no longer...
Oh, it's a con
Yeah,
save.
you have to roll concentration.
Yeah. But still gonna run, though.
Okay, the other ones are also going to take reaction.
Wait. Okay. I thought... Actually, wait, so... in that case, belay that.
You are no longer invisible, yeah.
Yeah.
But you still have an action.
Yeah. What can I do with it?
Mark out.
Pull up.
Well,
Okay.
this is an ugly situation.
Yeah, you found yourself surrounded by skeletons.
Yeah, this is not great for any of us.
Well, the tanks have got to get up front real quick, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to... I'm gonna magic missile the one closest to... Actually, well, I still have my action. I'm going to use that action to disengage.
Okay.
Okay, actually, that's very smart, very smart.
Alrighty, so,
Okay,
let's see.
Hold on. Do I have a bonus action I can use? No, I have not.
Okay, so this one's gonna come after you and try to swipe at its talons again. And you take 5 piercing damage. This one's also gonna try and chase after you. It misses.
Good.
And this one also comes in to try and swipe at you. You take 4.
What kind of speed does these guys have?
They only have 30 movement. 30 feet of movement. You take 4 piercing damage from this one as it's trying to... They're all trying to swipe at you with their talons.
How many? How much?
4.
I've got 4 hit points left. Someone help.
Henrietta, it's your turn.
Oh boy.
I mean, these are just basic skeletons.
Yeah. Let me see how far cure wounds can hit.
It's
Dang
a
it,
touch
it's a touch
spell.
react. Dang it. Crap. Henrietta looks to Rallis. I'll take care of these guys here. See if you can get down there and help Talus.
Understood.
What'd you say?
I said understood.
Okay. Henrietta goes down here and whacks this skeleton with her mace.
Okay, make an attack.
Dang it!
Actually, that just hit.
Really?
Yeah, you managed to bludgeon it in its skull. It deals 10 damage to it instead of 5. It's looking pretty bad off.
Okay, now I'm wishing I had extra attack.
And we'll have
Now
it
be
soon.
your turn.
Well, I don't really have anything else.
Okay.
Just go around me. I'll have the skeleton be distracted by me, and get to Rallis and Talus and save his hide.
Okay. It's Ralph. Look, it's your turn.
Mm-hmm. Now, taking that advice, I am going to try and plot my course around and away from the skeletons as well. The two skeletons there as best as I can.
Okay. You are going to take a reaction, but it's because of your armor. You managed to block the incoming attack from this one skeleton.
I need to draw the aggro somehow.
Just keep in mind they are undead.
Yeah, I'm aware.
You have a skill that deals with undead.
Oh shit, right, yeah, I do. Now let's see, where is it? Turn undead.
You're all still level 4. Do you have Destroy Undead as well?
No, I get that. That comes at 5th level.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so turn undead.
Okay, all of them have to make wisdom save.
And the DC is 14.
Okay, these ones in the back don't appear to be affected, but these ones up front, they see you waving your holy symbol around, and they look kind of scared.
They have to use the dash action to run.
Yeah.
Please tell me the ones up front, away from Rallis.
Okay. All of these guys are turned.
Okay. If you got a healing word, that would be great.
Oh yeah, actually I do. Funny enough. So yeah, here you go. And bonus action, healing word. You know what? I'll be generous with you. I'll give you a 2nd level.
All right.
That should pick you back up. Breathing a little easier now.
I'm almost to full now.
That's good.
Mine is terrible.
All right.
Wizards.
Yep. They can break the universe over their knee, but in turn their knee is very fragile.
Yeah.
Alright, well, that's my turn.
Okay. Is that your turn?
Mm-hmm. It's Rook's turn now.
Yeah, Rook. The skeleton in front of you is looking pretty bad off.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to try to I'm going to try and stab it through the eye socket with my rapier.
Okay. Roll
So
with sneak attack.
I guess sneak attack?
Yes, because Henrietta is next to it.
Yep.
Well, I got 20.
Yeah,
Fine.
you manage to stab it straight through the skull, and it collapses.
Okay. Now I'm just gonna make my disengage. Try and go right behind Henrietta's, like, kind of like limp behind Henrietta. And I guess I can't take out the potion of healing from my bag, can I?
And no, that's an action.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't worry, Henrietta's got her shield to protect you.
Help me,
Okay.
Mama Chicken.
All right then.
What'd you say?
I said, help me.
Meanwhile,
What?
Hen?
Meanwhile, our dear friend Oswald is still running.
yeah, he's gone. It's this other skeleton's turn. It's going to come in to avenge its brethren and attack Henrietta.
I hold up my shield. Though I have a feeling that even if I didn't, it wouldn't do much.
It manages to bypass your shield, and you take 3 piercing damage.
Ah, dang it.
I mean,
Really?
that's perfectly fine for you. You're a martial class.
Talus, it's your turn. The skeletons surrounding you are currently being distracted by this holy symbol and cannot take reaction.
Good. I'm going to dash after Oswald.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me reveal the area to you here.
Yeah, hold on. How can I get? Okay, 30, and then
Appears to be going down some stairs.
4, 5, 6. And do I see him from here?
No, he's gone.
Well, I'm gonna keep chasing after him.
Okay. That'll be your turn.
Yep.
Man,
He's
he's
go-
gun-ho.
These skeletons are going to go away as quickly as possible.
Yeah,
They're
I'm only
just
one
going to leap over this chair and cower in fear.
By the way, this is me being gung ho. This is me knowing that he's at Oddwald probably has some kind of grand escape plan, and I want to get at least a glimpse of where he's going. Like,
Just
I have no illusions I can fight them. With illusions I can fight them myself.
just the mental image of like the skeletons like just rattling in fear, then just dashing behind the teacher's desk and flipping it over.
I'm imagining all of that.
Not really.
I am imagining all of that in Hanna-Barbera graphics.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, so Henrietta's turn.
Okay. I'm gonna get my revenge on the skeleton that poked me and bash it with my mace.
That's a miss.
Dang it!
Sorry. You can still move around.
Yeah, Oh, no wait, I can't use my bonus action to cure wounds, Rook, can I?
Nah,
Unless it's healing word, then no.
nah, sorry.
Yeah, I don't have healing words, so
Yes, sorry.
I'm just gonna stand still and keep protecting him.
Hey, Ralph. As long as they can see you, they will not attack you.
Alright, and as it currently stands, it's actually, you know what, it's perfectly fine because it's it spend its turn. It can't willingly. Also, for its action, it can only use the dash action. Yep, and once it's save or suck. Once they've failed, they can't like unfail at it.
Yeah.
So with those guys effectively taken care of, I move back here, and pretty much I'm standing right behind this Strig skeleton.
Yep, pretty much.
And I'm going to probably not the wisest idea, but I'm going to take a swing at it with my warhammer, one-handed.
Yeah, that's a hit. It deals a lot of damage. also crushing its skull slightly, but it's still standing somewhat.
Alright,
It looks like it's also about to collapse at any moment.
Alright, and since he's within range, I'm going to give Rook a first level... Wait, hang on. A first level healing word.
Okay.
As my bonus action.
So,
And Rook heals 7 damage.
okay.
Alright, there we go.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Rook, it's your turn.
Okay. Now, slightly rejuvenated, Rook is gonna take a kind of a sliding stab over to this
Yeah,
the skeleton.
You get sneak attack.
Yep.
He's just gonna kind of make like a fancy like lunging stab at this thing.
Yeah, you hit it, and its head falls off.
Yay! Right in its eye socket.
It collapses to the floor.
Yay for desecrating the dead.
It's just these last 3 skeletons that are currently turned for another couple of seconds.
Another minute.
Okay, and I guess.
Yeah, another minute.
Yeah, and Rook's gonna use the rest of his movement to stand over here by the light.
Okay. Okay. Currently, Oddwald has escaped again.
Well, I imagine he's probably still within hearing range, though.
He's... If you continue down the stairs...
Yeah, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, Okay, friends, I'm gonna take a bit of a gamble here.
You can see... You just see, like, a hint of light coming from the bottom of the stairs, and then it closes, like there was a door.
Well, I'm going to shout at... Okay, so I'm going to use my action to cast Friends, which is on myself, so I don't have to see him to do it. And then I'm going to call after him, "We have the Necronomicon. Don't you want to come and get it?"
He needs to make a charisma check.
No, I just have it. I just have advantage on all charisma checks against him.
Okay. So, I guess make a persuasion check?
With advantage, and this I do have proficiency in.
Because you're an enchantment wizard.
22.
Okay. Well, he doesn't appear to respond to this.
That's fine. And now he knows. Now he knows what he needs.
And he needs to come to us to get it.
Yep.
Clever thinking.
But the door is still closed.
That's my first successful enchantment spell of this campaign.
I wouldn't exactly call it a successful one, honestly.
Well, it did what I needed it to do.
The skeletons are still terrified. Henrietta, it's your turn.
I'm just gonna move down here
Okay.
and call it good.
Alrighty. Rallis, it's your turn.
Alright.
As soon as the turning effect wears off, they're going to attack you again.
I'm aware, but that isn't until for like another 10 rounds. Actually, I did turn on dead 2 rounds ago, so I've got another 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got another 8 rounds of them being afraid.
Yeah, another 8 rounds. So what do you do in the meantime?
Well, I say this, but I'm probably gonna start luring them out one by one.
Okay.
So I take aim at this one. And
Okay.
I throw.
You roll with advantage.
Yep.
I mean, they're perfectly clear. You could just cast Shatter on them.
Actually, that's actually a pretty good idea now that I think about it. 60 feet of shatter. Let's see here. Do I got? Yep. And shatter is yep. I will.
Just thunder damage.
Yep, I will cast shatter and let's have a look. See what we do. Yeah, I'm going to throw a destructive wrath on that one.
Oh, okay. So you deal maximum damage. So that's
24.
Oh yeah, they all just clatter and they are just completely blown away into just a shower of foam everywhere.
Henrietta sees this and whistles. Dang, that's one
Sure.
heck of a spell.
Okay, that's it.
Okay, so I am still. Okay, so now I'm going to cast. I'm definitely going to keep chasing after Oddwall. The question is, do I take the time to cast invisibility on myself? I'm going to risk it. Yeah, I'm going to cast invisibility on myself again.
Okay, so you are invisible once again.
Yeah, and now I'm going to keep chasing after Oddwall.
Okay, you go down the stairs and you come across a closed door.
And
You feel a absolutely dreadful presence coming from beyond this door. The same presence that was felt when somebody picked up that bone from earlier from Figgery.
I will. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just gently push open the door as if it had been blown open by wind or something.
Okay. Give me a sec. Because this is a whole other thing here.
Henrietta gives 6 health points to Rook.
Yeah. And yes, I know I'm splitting the party by doing this.
Okay.
At your own risk.
You slightly open the door.
I am flying in the face of a lot of conventional D&D wisdom, I know.
Especially
Okay.
you, the wizard.
Yes. Well, I'm invisible right now, so that maybe that'll help.
You open the door and you see an absolutely horrible sight.
Holy!
Yeah. So from the one little crack, so the door is just cracked open.
The door is cracked open, and you see it.
Okay, so I'm going to just slip in and hide behind the table. Still invisible.
Make a stealth check. With advantage.
Okay, be better. Please be better than my last one. That's much better.
Okay, that's a 20. This perception sucks. I totally got rid of those by accident. He needs to make a perception check. Because he knows something is wrong.
Wait, hold on. I screwed.
Yeah, I imagine this is whether whether he noticed that the door opened.
Yeah, he knows that the door opened. He knows that he closed it shut. Something's not quite right.
I
He knows.
hang on, God, I'm sorry. I just realized I've only got the one channel divinity, and I use that on turn undead. I'm sorry.
We'll I'll still count it. It's fine.
All right, but I need to keep that in
you don't
mind.
get two of those. You don't get two of those until level 6.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I completely forgot.
It's fine. You would have killed them anyway.
I have 2 channel divinity myself. Sacred weapon and turn the unholy.
Well, yeah, but you only get one use of channel divinity, so you got to pick one or the other.
Yeah, I know. Though I'm leaning towards more divine smite on that thing.
Well, you can do both, I think.
Anyway, the point is, continue.
Okay, so Oddwald knows there's someone in here, and
But doesn't know where.
And he doesn't know where. He goes, "Whoever you are, you really shouldn't have gone in here. You don't understand what you're doing."
Okay.
Anyways, as you look about the room, it's a very macabre laboratory. There's an assortment of bones over the tables. There's foul-smelling liquids bubbling in the pot. The stench of death is gut-wrenching in here. This terrifying creature, a hulking monstrosity of bone and sinew, stands in the center of the room. It appears to be comprised of hundreds of birdfolk bones jumbled together to form a roughly humanoid shape.
Yeah, so I can't cast magic right now because that would turn off my invisibility. But like right now, I'm just thinking, please, guys, be on your way down here.
Okay. Its arms end in several talons intertwined into circular claws, and the creature's face is made from the top halves of 2 birdfolk skulls, one atop the other. It's gazing around the room with 4 empty red eyes.
Yeah. So for now, by the way, I'm like just ducking down behind this table, invisible with one eye poking over.
Okay. Meanwhile, back in the classroom. The skeletons are all dealt with, but you are missing a party member.
Like so.
Where the hey is Talus?
He went
Yeah,
through
I was
that.
just thinking that.
He went through that door, chasing after Oddwald. Come on, we need to go.
Oh.
We need to follow.
Right.
You do see some notes on the desk.
Yeah.
That have been blown onto the floor from the shatter.
Yeah, Rallis stops and looks at the notes.
You take a quick glance at the notes, and they appear to be written notes. And on it, you see the name Oddwald Ebenhart.
Rallis sort of almost gives a sad sigh as he shakes his head. Well, this all but confirms it.
Any idea what it says?
It appears to be notes about constructing a certain creature from bone and necromancy.
Well,
in order to figure out how to kill something that is immortal.
Well, it seems as though Oddwald and us have quite a bit to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
We better hurry then.
Talus,
Rook, you may, if you ain't feeling better, you might want to use your potions.
That would be probably a good idea. It's like kind of like take it from my bag, uncork it, and just kind of chug it.
So it's I imagine it's just a regular potion of healing. So you get 2d8, 2d, I think 2d4 plus 2.
Yeah, that's
basically 2 magic missiles worth of health.
Let me just do math here. So 2d8.
It's 2d4 plus 2.
It's like, gotta do it. So 2d4 plus 2, roll 6.
Yeah, you get 6 health back.
Okay, cool deal.
Does that top you off?
Nope.
Well, you're probably
But,
better.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
might
know.
want to head and stay in the back or the shadows.
Well, I mean, on a scale of like 1 to 29, I'm feeling about a 25 right now. A couple scrapes.
Still, if you can't handle those skeletons, we may have to get you some armor or something.
As it stands, come. We can't leave Talus for long. He can't handle just something on his own.
Right, we better hurry.
Yeah.
Okay, you all go down the... You all decide to go down the corridor over to this next door.
Okay. I guess Rook is looking at the door. Is it still kind of cracked open?
Slightly.
Okay, I'm gonna try and like carefully peek right through.
You see the giant skeletal monstrosity, and it shrieks at you.
Really, it shrieks at me.
Yes, it is shrieking at whoever is opening the door.
I didn't
is
open
horrible.
the door. I wasn't opening the door though. It was cracked open.
The thing has dark vision.
And it was staring at the door. Okay. So I guess Rook only has
currently
one.
staring at the door, but it's not making its move just yet.
Can Henrietta see this?
Yes. Kinda hard to miss.
Rallis
Yeah, Henrietta's she's just like, what in the name of Harris chicken coop is that?
Shh. Calm down.
I know you're back there.
That thing is 30 nightmares rolling to 1.
Shh.
Just please leave right now.
Everyone.
I have a plan.
Rallis says, everyone, calm down. All right now.
Okay, I do have a plan here. So I was like, I'm gonna call out the names like, Ebonheart, is that you?
Yes, I am Aldwald Ebonheart, and I need all of you to leave immediately.
We are friends of Riffin. You know this one?
I do know him. How do you know him?
Well, let's just say he helped us out a while ago. You know, kind of paid a favor back that you paid him.
Friends with Ribbon, huh?
Yes, we just want to talk. I think there is a huge misunderstanding. We're willing to talk. No more.
I'm listening.
Can we come in?
Please don't.
Okay. So, we are under the understanding that you may have done some things that are regrettable.
For the good of the wood, I need this thing to kill the aspect of fire once and for all.
Then we are on the same side.
We have a common goal. We saw this thing. It's not nice looking. I think there may be a better way of going about this if you want to cooperate.
And what better way would that be? As far as I can tell, the only thing that could kill an immortal is having its soul siphoned, but with necromancy.
Oddwald.
Well, we're dealing with something that's made of fire. I think it's only understandable that we use ice.
Actually,
sure. And then what? Just freeze it. That's not going to kill it.
Rallis actually
but it would probably weaken it enough for, to you do your thing.
Rallis does actually speak up at this point, and he says, Oddwald?
He's listening. He's just not replying.
My companions and I have done some research of our own, and in looking at these elder elementals or aspects of the elements, or whatever their names might be, we have found something of interest. There is a small aspect of frost that we may be able to obtain to help in this endeavor.
You actually believe those stories?
You've seen the aspect of fire yourself, have you not? Only stands to reason.
I have.
It only stands to reason that these stories are perhaps more fact than fiction.
Might be worthwhile looking into it, but it's still risky.
I understand that. Which is why, well... He pauses for a minute and he says, I have actually spoken with the necromancy teacher here. She is a kind soul, and I understand that necromancy, despite the controversy, is not entirely evil, and I believe what you are doing comes from a well-intentioned place, and I understand that you feel that that there is no other way, and well, if I were you, I would feel the same as well. But because of that, that is why I wish to help you. I felt that there was something more to this than it initially appeared to be. So, here is our offer to you. We cooperate, and if we can find this element of frost to help in taking care of the element of fire, then we will endeavor to make sure the plan succeeds and save the wood together. If it turns out to be nothing more than a fairy tale, then we shall resort to your own plan.
Make a persuasion check.
Can I help?
Sure. So you get advantage.
Okay, here we go. Persuasion. Where is it? Here we go. Advantage.
I don't see it.
You sure?
Yeah, I don't see it.
Oh,
Weird.
I got a 14.
14.
Should I roll
Talus,
mine?
you see him looking down for a bit and thinking. And then the Kobold Fright kind of rattles unnaturally, and it's currently looking about the room as if looking for something, and it spots Oddwall.
Yeah,
And
like I'm just like moving my position periodically just to keep from and just to keep from like giving myself away.
Okay, Oddwall, he sees this Kobold Fright just starting to lose control of itself, and he goes, I'm sorry, and he starts to flee. Everyone roll for initiative.
Out of character, that thing really is a nightmare and a half.
Yes, it is. It's boss time.
I know what I'm doing when I get close.
I know what I'm gonna do.
Why do I have to roll so low?
Well, you rolled higher than that.
Yeah. It rolled the lowest. So, Rook, it's your turn. This thing is going out of control and shrieking violently.
Okay, I'm gonna burst right through the door and kind of go over here.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna just like throw like my 100 ball bearings underneath its feet.
Okay. There are now ball bearings on the floor.
Yep, underneath its feet, which would I would hope would make it very difficult to move and maybe kind of stumble around all of the ground.
Yeah. How much area is that? Does it... It's about 15 feet? 15 by 15 foot square of ball bearings, or...
I guess so, yeah.
It
So
should
like,
it should read in the item description.
I'm trying I'll look if I know I have it. 100 ball bearings. That's not in there. One sec. Ball bearing. Going under ball bearings. Okay. Loading. As an action, you can spill these tiny metal balls from their pouch to cover a level square area that is 10 feet on a side. So 10 feet by 10 feet.
Okay. So
A creature moving across the covered area must succeed on a DC 10 dexterity saving throw or fall prone.
You just roll it right underneath this thing.
Yep. A creature moving through the area at half speed.
Alright. It kind of sees you doing this, and it's looking at you with its 4 red eyes. You recognize that these are the same 4 red eyes in Figure's story.
Figure's story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is creepy as heck.
yeah, this is the same creature that she saw out her window.
Yeah, that he saw outside the window and sucked the life out of him. Talos, it's your turn. You're still invisible.
Yeah, that's about to break. I'm going to use my last second level slot to cast Phantasmal Force on the creature.
Okay.
Once again, the floor is lava.
Floor is now lava.
Why?
It's also covered in ball bearings.
And there's the ball bearings on top of it. Actually, that's actually really clever.
Yeah, so probably, probably. So I take it does not have the ability. This thing doesn't seem to have the ability to read, as far as I can tell.
Nope, it has no idea what the heck is going on.
Okay, so I've done my bit, and now I'm gonna go. I'm gonna keep going after Oddwald.
Okay, let's see here if I can reveal this.
Like, if nothing else, I want to get an idea of where he's run off to, and
okay,
now
he appears to be going down the stair.
You know, hey.
And you can look down the stairs, and they appear to be going out into branching dark corridors. And in the middle of them, he does turn invisible, and he leaves.
Yeah, I guess he has the same idea as me. But that said, I actually do have something for that today, so...
Okay.
You
already used an action to cast a spell, so we're moving on.
I know, that's gonna be my next action.
Hey, Henrietta, it's your turn.
I am going to channel Divinity Sacred Weapon.
Alright then. So that's your channel Divinity.
Yep.
Charisma
modifier.
Use one weapon you're holding with positive energy. For 1 minute, you add your charisma modifier to your attack roll with that weapon.
I'm gonna get
+1.
I'm gonna go here with get as close. Oops, wrong one. Ignore the perception. I was trying to open my sheet and I accidentally clicked for perception.
Yeah, that is an action, by the way. What you just did.
The challenge. Yeah, I just move forward, hold out my shield, and wait for Rallis to come over and back me up.
Okay, so it's also brightly lit in here now. Rallis, it's your turn.
Oh, this is such a bad idea. Alright, well, I move forward, and... oh boy. Hello, boys and girls. Who's ready to fight for their lives?
Okay. These are not like normal self. This is not like any of the other skeletons you've fought so far, just so you're aware.
So yeah, I imagine bludgeoning damage is probably not going to be as effective as it's usually been. Alright, well. Do I risk it? Yeah, I'm gonna risk it. So yeah, I'm casting Shatter on it.
Oh, Shatter. Okay. It needs to make a con save. It doesn't appear to be as effective as you would like it to be.
Oh, some damage is better than no damage.
That's a total of -4.
I
It
beg your,
doesn't seem to do as much.
I beg your
And now
pardon.
it's looking at you.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be doing as much.
Yeah, so start of his turn, it's on lava, so it automatically
And ball bearings.
of psychic damage.
It automatically just deals psychic damage if it moves?
Yeah.
Or...
The floor is lava, and as long as it's in contact with the illusion, it just takes the damage.
Okay. It's still in contact with the illusion. It's
gonna be hard for it. It's gonna be hard for it not to be in contact with the illusion. The illusion is all over.
Yeah. So it deals, I guess, 1d6 damage?
Yeah. Plus another d6 for every square it moves.
Okay. It takes another 3 bits of psychic damage. As it's looking around frantically and looks down at Rallus, who just attacked it with the Shatter spell. It makes an attack with its claw, and it hits you for 12 points of slashing damage. And you are grappled.
Protection.
Oh, protection? You gotta invoke protection?
Yes,
Okay, it misses.
Yes.
But its next attack, it actually grabs you.
Oh, for the love of...
It grabs Rallus.
Oh
you
no.
are now grappled.
Well, at least it stopped it from giving you damage.
Alright, well. Here we go. Is that all it does?
That's all it's doing right now. Rook, it's your turn.
So, thinking about it for a second. We're gonna have to try. I'm gonna try and distract this thing by using my. From a while ago, I picked up a Stone of Major Image.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm gonna kind of like lob it to the ground here. Or I mean, like maybe right over here. I think. Make it look like one of those giant fire snakes we fought earlier.
Okay. To make it look like an ash snake. Let me pull that up real quick.
And it will, I guess, kind of like make like lunges and hisses at the.
Yeah, it's making lunging and hissing noises. And I think the Cobblephrite needs to make an intelligence check again.
Against my deception?
Against the deception. And it fails! Because it's not that bright.
No, of course not.
There's lava, and now there's this giant fire snake in the lava.
And ball bearings.
And ball bearings. It is so freaking confused.
It's just not your day.
Okay,
Oh.
so do I see the place where he turned invisible?
He was in the center of the crossroads, and then he turned invisible, and he's gone.
Well, I've got one last thing I want to try before I go back up to help you all. I don't need to see him for this work. I'm going to cast sleep on him.
Okay. I'm just going to...
Now, if I hear a thump, like a body falling to the ground, that means it.
You don't hear anything else.
Oh, sorry.
Well, that is annoying. Oh well. I'm going. Okay, I guess I'll use the rest of my movement to get back up the stairs and give these guys some.
Okay, you go back to the door and you just see chaos.
Yeah, it's like that one meme of a guy. That guy just coming back with a pizza.
Yeah, that meme.
Yeah.
Hey guys, what did I miss? Oh. Yeah, it's your turn.
Literally,
I have some.
literally gone for 6 seconds, and all of pandemonium has unleashed.
Yep.
Okay, I am gonna go for that thing's kneecaps with my mace, and I have a +1 on my charisma modifier, so
Yep.
plus if it hits, I'll add a divine smite.
Okay.
So that's 16.
That just hit. Roll damage.
All right, that's 6 and 2d8.
Your charisma modifier is only a 1.
Yeah, that's 12. So that's 18.
Okay. It's still standing. But it looks like you managed to knock off just a couple of bones off of its leg. But it's still standing. Rallis, you are currently grappled.
Oh boy, what a position to be in.
I would like for you to make either a strength check to escape.
All right.
Since it's currently very distracted, I'm giving you advantage.
Alrighty.
So you managed to escape from its grasp.
Okay then, so do I go for it? Yeah.
I think that's an action, actually.
It is?
Yeah, escaping is an action.
Well, it is what it is. But yeah, at least
Yeah.
I'm free.
Bubble Fright needs to make yet another intelligence saving throw, which it fails again. And tries.
If you're talking about the Phantasmal Forest, he can use his action to make an investigation check if he.
Yeah, but it's currently trying to figure out whether or not this giant ash snake in the room is an illusion or not.
Okay, that's okay. Oh, by the way, also that'll be another d6 of damage to it.
Yeah, another d6 of damage. It's trying to grasp and claw at this giant hissing ash snake in the lava, and it just doesn't seem to be doing anything.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do that when your feet appear to be melting.
Yeah.
Henrietta calls out to the others, "Go for the kneecaps!"
Okay. Rook, it's your turn. This thing is very distracted now.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of pull away my rapier, take out my longbow,
Okay.
and go for the eyes.
You should
Shoot
get
for the
seats.
eyes. You have advantage and sneak attack.
Sneak attack and advantage with my longbow. 23. 96.
96, that's a 12. You deal 12 damage to this thing.
Alrighty.
It looks like it's still standing, but it's starting to look a little worse for wear. You're starting to get it down little by little.
Isn't that 15?
Yeah, you're right. Let me fix that. There we go. It's still looking a little worse for wear.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna kind of jump on the table. I'm just gonna get the high ground.
Okay. You can use a bonus action to hide as well.
I don't think that's necessary.
Okay. Tell us it's your turn.
Okay, I'm a pelt this boy with magic missiles.
The snake's mine.
2, 3. That is 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage.
I go for the knees as Henrietta suggests.
Or you could go for the eyes and blind it.
I got
It
free magic. I
managed
got
to
free
knock
magic.
out its knees. You managed to knock out both of its legs. And now it's crippled.
Well,
So you're saying it's prone? It can't really get up?
It can't really be prone. It's still upright.
it's a misshapen mass of bones. Like,
Yeah, it's a mission. It's an absolute construct of bone.
It's like
Yeah, have you seen that Arbiter's Grounds boss in The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess?
Something like that. Yeah, only worse.
I was going to say it's like a gelatinous cube. You can't exactly knock it prone.
Henrietta, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm probably gonna be there's probably gonna be problems down the line, but I'm gonna have at it with the mace again with another one using my last slot for the divine smite again.
Don't beat yourself up. I'm almost out of slots too.
Okay, so and I should still have channel divinity on us. A minute's already passed.
Nope, you're
Nah,
fine.
you still got it.
Swing and a miss.
Well,
You have advantage, actually.
At least you don't use up your last slot.
Oh, okay, so I have advantage, so that's 6, and then plus 2d8. That is 11, so that is 17. I hit
Okay, it's looking pretty bad off now, but it's still standing. Rallis, it's your turn.
Oh boy.
And I am out of spell slots.
Alright, well, Rallis is going to do something interesting. I need to just make sure. You can choose it within range, 30 feet. So just need to book. Holy shit. Alright, well.
Yeah, it's a small room.
Yep. What Rallis does is he takes a moment to compose himself, and he takes in a deep breath and gently lays a hand atop the helmet that was given to him by Tevor. And
okay.
He casts Aid.
Ooh. Okay. So everyone, except for maybe Rallis, unless he's also targeting himself.
Nah, I'm more focused on everyone else at the moment.
And everyone else, you've all gained 5 hit points.
Is it 5
And your
temporary?
hit point maximum has been increased by 5 for the duration.
Yay!
I'm just going to say 5
I'm just
temporary.
I'm just gonna top myself up and then add the rest of temporary hit points.
Okay.
Yeah, same here.
Alrighty. So,
Best part.
that'll be your turn?
Yep, and best part is that's not a concentration spell.
Yeah, it's not.
Alright, and that'll be my turn.
Okay.
My god, that thing is more horrifying up
What?
close.
What?
I just zoomed in and I saw that it...
4 points of psychic damage.
There are 4 points of psychic damage. Okay. It is screeching furiously. Trying to attack at whatever is currently in front of it. This giant freaking snake. It's gonna make another intelligence check to make sure. It finally realizes it's an illusion.
Yeah, but it doesn't realize the lava is an illusion.
Yeah, it still thinks there's lava.
Yeah, because it has to use its action to figure that out, and it's not smart enough to do that.
No. But it's going to attack Rallis anyway.
Go for it.
Hold on. Can I do this again?
Yep, you can. That's a reaction.
Yep. Protecting
So,
Raleigh.
it missed both times. It's not doing so good, but it is going berserk.
Yeah, we need to take this down fast.
Rook, it's your turn.
Okay. You know what I'm going to do? If I can pull it up. And boom. 19.
Yeah, that's a hit. So that deals 12 damage. It looks like it's starting to finally fall apart. It's on the verge of falling apart.
Okay, and I'm just gonna take my movement and go right up here.
Okay. Tell us, it's your turn.
Okay, in that case, one last magic missile barrage should do this.
Okay.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1 in each remaining eye.
That's 5 plus 5 is 10. It looks like it's about to go down at any moment. It is absolutely blinded and just screeching pitifully.
I am gonna go for the jaw with my mace.
Okay. Roll to attack with advantage.
Which jaw? The one at the top or bottom?
I don't care, I'm smashing it.
Both.
Okay, how do you want to do this?
Henrietta, absolutely terrified at the sight of this unholy, undead monstrosity, sees that it's been blinded, having its kneecaps busted, and it going nuts over every mind trick it has been done upon, raises her mace, runs towards the thingamajig, and just bashes the skull into powder. She bashes the entire thing until it is nothing but bone meal.
Yeah, you managed to crush its skull open, and it lies limp on the ground in a gigantic pile of bones. End of initiative.
Okay, I'm going to release the Phantasm. The Phantasmal Force is gone now. Hey, well, he turned invisible at a crossroads down there. There's more passages.
It looks like it goes on for a very long way. You won't be able to catch him.
Are you honestly that surprised? I mean,
not really.
I mean, just look at this entire room. Look at, clearly all of the steps he's taken to doing this. He's clearly planned for every eventuality. He didn't just go into this haphazardly.
Yeah, well, he didn't plan for the eventuality of monstrosity being taken out by, four nobodies.
I don't know.
Henrietta.
Yeah, if he thought that thing was going to defeat the aspect of fire, then he was very overconfident.
I don't know. I feel as though this. Sorry, go.
Henrietta nudges the remainder of the skeleton with her mace, as if trying to make sure that it's dead.
It is no longer moving.
Yeah,
all the necromantic energy coming from it has completely dissipated.
Yep. Looking at this, sorry.
We should probably inform what's going on up there.
Yeah, I heard scraping.
Sorry, that was me.
Okay.
Anyway, I think we should report this to the teachers, to the headmaster anyway.
We should.
Okay, I'm gonna be down here just kind of, checking things out, just trying to make sure we didn't miss anything.
As well.
There is this other room left that hasn't been opened yet.
I'll check that out.
But yeah, Rallis is just looking at this creature, and despite what Talus says, he kind of openly voices, I'm not entirely sure. It feels as though this thing wasn't as strong as it could have been. I don't know.
And a dark thought crossed Henrietta's mind. Wasn't there a thing about missing students?
No, there wasn't, actually.
Oh,
it was just one student who was having a very bad day.
I thought it was like missing students and that thing was made of them.
No.
Nah, this was just a little mouse guy having a bad day.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, that is creepy as heck.
Wait, what are all these papers?
Okay, they appear to be torn out pages from the Necronomicon, as well as one page of the Conjuration Circle book that you've been researching with Reese, and it has the exact location on where the aspect of fire's sealing circle is in the Scorched Road.
Right, so... Yeah,
As well as the remaining pages of the Necronomicon that were used to construct the Cobble Fright that you just fought.
Yes, I'm going to... yes, I'm going to... yes, I'll slide those back into the Necronomicon.
Okay.
You mean hand them back to Rook?
Are you still going to keep that, by the way?
Yes.
Are you
Okay,
absolutely sure?
Rook,
Yes.
what do you intend to do with it, exactly?
Well, this is a rare book, isn't it? There has to be some buyer for it.
Rook.
It's very cursed.
Rook. It is the...
I mean, that's not untrue.
Rook. I understand where you're coming from, and usually your usual antics I would not care much for, but please understand.
But it's still a really bad idea, Rook.
This is the Necronomicon ex Corvum. The Book of the Dead. Corvus, sorry. This thing is in this library for a reason.
Yeah, Rook. Let me... some little cons are good ideas, and some are not.
You're going to openly discuss this in front of a cleric and a paladin? What is wrong with you?
Fine, okay, guys, don't worry. I'll get rid of it.
Yeah.
No,
In my own way.
you will return.
That's the part that said just into his ear.
You will return it to us, Rook.
No, you know, it's in my possession. I might be the one cursed. I don't want to spread that curse.
Rook.
Yeah, Henrietta's not buying this. Can I roll insight?
Yeah, sure.
Against my deception.
Against Rook's deception. Yeah, Henrietta is not buying this.
No, Rook has a plan.
Rook clearly has something up his sleeve.
Rook?
There is an ulterior motive. It's like maybe something maybe calling to him. Who knows?
I know. I hear I'm starting to hear the whispers of the dead. Maybe you guys don't want to touch this.
Rook, give us the book.
He's kind of like holding his satchel to the side where the book's hiding. It's like he's kind of like feeling around. It's like I don't have it.
Henrietta holds up her mace threateningly at Rook. You want to try that again?
You wouldn't dare.
I raise my mace.
Okay, hold on. Rook, look into my eyes, and give me 3 reasons why you think it's a good idea, and I activate hypnotic gaze.
Okay.
What?
Make a wisdom save, Rook.
What the fuck? 16.
He saves.
He saved.
I still want
Nothing
those
happens.
Rook, and Talus tries to get on like eye level with him. No. Sorry, Rowless. Even I'm messing this up now. But yeah, he says, "Now, listen. I do not consider myself like what you perhaps expect of the usual cleric. I understand that this is your way of life, and I respect that, even if I may not agree with it. However, think of it this way. You could claim that whoever constructed or used these labs, they took the book and used it to construct this monstrosity, which is entirely true. And think about it.
And it went out of control.
And think about that. If you return what was lost, imagine the reward you would get.
I was just working my way around to that, actually.
Rook kind of hums. It's like, maybe that was my plan all along. I mean, look, You're
Of
saying
course.
your
Now
word.
let's go upstairs and get you all that money.
Yes.
Henrietta
Yes,
still holds up her mace, certainly.
Put it down.
Put
Henry.
that down.
You can
Yeah,
take-
she's
can
smacking it like a teacher with a threatening ruler.
Actually, more like a mafia thug with a stick or something.
Eh.
One of those baseball bats with a nail through it.
Henrietta. If he gets difficult about it again, you can threaten him some more. For now, put it away.
Well, all right. You better keep an eye on him.
Very well then. Shall we all return to the dean and tell him what happened?
Okay. There's also the librarian who's still stuck in the closet.
Oh yeah, that's right. Nearly forgot about him. We go
Yeah,
and
you all
yep, Rallis goes and gets him.
you will eventually get the staff at the avium, inform them of what happened, and
Yeah.
they go in to investigate the hidden study. Find the
Yeah.
librarian. He gets unenchanted.
Yeah. Also, also that amulet of his. Now that we're not on a time crunch, I'm gonna test that thing out.
Okay, you wear the amulet, and you don't feel anything different. Everyone else, however, you see Talos put on the amulet, and he looks like the striking version, an exact copy of Mordain Swiftgale, the librarian.
Huh. I guess that's how
Well,
Corv managed to get through all the security
And
and stuff.
when
that's
you wear it, Talos, the aura of magic emanating from it, you don't feel it anymore. You even sound like him.
Huh.
Well, that answers that question, and I take the amulet off again.
Huh. So it was Oddwald the entire time.
Yes, it was Oddwald the entire time.
Rather clever for a wizard, I have to say.
What's that
I knew
supposed
it all along.
I mean, it's just clever. Nothing really two-faced
What-
about it.
Okay, but what do you mean for a wizard?
Just drop it.
He is a wizard,
Talos.
isn't he?
Yes.
So there you go. Clever for a wizard.
Okay then.
You get the sense Rallis didn't know what you were implying at all.
Yeah, he got the sense. No, basically, it was a general sense of what do you mean, you people, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that kind of thing, and you get the sense that despite his wisdom, it seemed to go right over Rallis's head.
Okay, so time passes, and you are eventually granted access back to the dean once investigations through the hidden study are pretty much done, quickly gone over, and you will arrive in the dean's office. All the staff, most of the head staff is here. So, could you please elaborate on what happened?
It's
Well, we found Oddwald Ebenhart, and he was doing horrible necromantic experiments.
Was he?
the strange thing is though, it seems as though, well, it was done with good intent. At least that's what we can discern.
You did not capture him?
Unfortunately, he escaped us before we could try.
Oh dear. I would encourage you all to at least follow after him. He may have gone south.
What's down south?
He may have also be continuing some more of his dangerous research elsewhere.
Of course, what's to the south apart from the river.
I think to the south, the closest town to the south would be Brackenmill.
With
Never heard of it.
when he hears that, when he hears that, when he hears that and he realizes it, you see Rallis seems to, his eyes seem to go wide at that a little bit. Are you?
That means something to you?
He takes a moment to compose himself and clears his throat. He seems to almost be lamentful, and he says, It was where I grew up.
Oh, wonderful.
And now
In
he's
any
just
case-
now he's just kind of hanging his head.
In any case,
emotional baggage there that we should air out now?
in any case, your efforts in uncovering Oddwald's scheme and stopping his creation from getting any before things got any worse, we must thank you for that.
Oh,
Sincerely.
and Rook's got something for you too. Rook?
Rook.
Rook kind of holds the book in his hand. It's like he is holding the Necronomicon in his hand. It's like, I expect a reward.
I assume you found that in Oddwald's makeshift laboratory then?
Yes, it wasn't all in one piece when we found it there.
One of the teachers takes the book from you.
I kind of have like a firm grip on it. It's like,
You really don't want this, trust me.
It's like,
maybe I do.
and it's like, no, stop it. No.
If you continue this, we'll be banned from the ABM, just so you know.
Rook, we will be rewarded. That is a guarantee. Allow the teachers the tome back.
Rook, you can't spend money if you're dead or horribly cursed.
I reluctantly let go.
Okay, he finally takes the book from you and puts it in a bag of holding. Anyways, thank you all for uncovering this mystery on everyone's behalf, especially the librarian, who also graciously bows to you.
Yeah. I thought you seemed off.
Oh, the last thing I remember was I was down in the library, and the next thing I knew, I saw Oddwald himself coming up to me. I greeted him formally, and the next thing I know, I was knocked out. Who would have known that an alumni as great as him would turn to such cruelty?
Well, again, it doesn't seem as though it was necessarily cruelty, but it certainly seemed to be out of desperation.
Yeah, he made a giant bone golem that probably wouldn't have done the job and he couldn't even control.
Yes, it seems desperate is perhaps the right word.
In any case,
Yeah,
you'll be...
he wanted something that could fight the aspect of fire.
I see. He might still have some research on hand, so it's best you follow after him.
Right.
In any case, we should reward you for your assistance in solving this mystery. And he offers a ring of spell storing.
Oh.
Let me see. It's in the Warren section. So, there we go. You get a ring of spell storing, and it has the Stellar Body spell up to 5th level. It is cast by the Dean himself.
Ooh, stellar bodies?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh.
It's like mini meteors, except it's radiant damage.
It's basically Crown of Stars but better.
Yeah.
Well, Crown of Stars but lower level.
I mean, it's another form of Crown of Stars.
Yeah. And he also gives you 2 potions of fire resistance.
Those will come in handy.
And as an extra.
Yeah, I'm yoking in the ring of spell storing, by the way.
Okay, it already has a 5th level spell stored in it, so
Right.
you can't store anything else besides. You
Well,
can't store anything else in it right now.
Until I use the stellar bodies.
Okay.
Now, let me slot that in for the moment.
And one last thing. I'm also going to give you this, and he hands you a piece, and he hands Talith a piece of paper with a sigil secret for a teleportation circle within the college.
I'm not powerful enough to cast this yet, but I'm guessing you want me. So I'm guessing you want me to bring this to Aldecart.
Well, you can always keep it on you, in case you ever need our assistance again in the future.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you'd best be on your way and finding him as soon as you can.
Thank you very much, Dean. We appreciate everything you've done for us.
Of course, good luck. Wish you well.
May the Amaranthine be with you.
And may the Amaranthine be with you as well. And that's it. So, what do you guys do now?
Well, as we're leaving, Rallis does tap Talus on the shoulder.
Yes.
To address a previous concern of yours, there is some weight, but I will not allow it to affect our mission.
Okay. Like, anything we should know about?
Just simply, I have not visited in quite some time. In fact, I have not seen much of my family at all in about perhaps a year or two.
Huh.
He sighs and thinks for a minute. I will admit that I know quite a bit about all of you, but none of you really know much about myself, do you?
I mean, none of you know much about me either, and if I have my way, it's going to stay like this.
We really don't know much about it. Anyone here.
I mean, I know you're like a farm girl from a hick down.
Henrietta just glares at Talus.
I retract nothing.
Okay. Once you leave the avium, you all have reached level 5.
Oh, sweet.
Okay.
Woo!
Hey. Finally a decent defensive spell.
But yeah, we'll take care of that. Take care of that later, I'd say.
Well, actually, one other thing. And now that I can, actually, wait, I haven't cast it. I wouldn't have prepared today. Never mind.
Yeah, I mean, we just got this. So, anyway, Rallis continues. Well, I am not entirely sure if any of you have heard such stories yet, but as you know, I am a member of the Temple of Altus. But what you may not know is I am also wind-touched.
Or kind of just nods his head. He's like, okay.
Wind touched.
Yes, it means, well, It means a lot of things, but in essence, it means I have been gifted by the wind in one sense or another. I am certain that you have all seen the strange goings-ons that happens with the wind around me. For example, well, sorry.
That one time you killed a snake with lightning.
That and well, do you remember when it seemed as though the wind was acting wildly around me when I was seemingly on the brink of death?
Sort of.
That is also to, well, that is related to my nature. And it has been, well, it's been somewhat of a struggle for myself in the many years since I was a child. But as it stands, I have tried my best to come to terms with it. Unfortunately, I feel as though it has strained my relationship with some family members due to it.
Why?
Well, think about it. At least, this is how I believe it to be. One of your siblings is born with a gift that perhaps they didn't rightly earn. A gift that takes them far, far away where you rarely ever see them. As time goes on, it seems as though you grow distant, and you don't have much to talk about. And then eventually, everyone grows up, leads their own lives, and, well, you don't speak with each other. I've always written letters to my mother and father, but my brother, I have not heard from him in quite some time. And, well, Brecon Mill is, even though it's been so many years, just hearing that it might be in danger because of Oswald or Oddwald or whatever it is he intends to do down there, it struck a nerve. And, well, as I said, do not expect it to interfere with my duties. We must save the wood, and that is what I intend to do.
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
It's in the past. No need to fret yourself over it.
You hear a knock at the door.
Rallis opens the door.
You see Professor Corvax Ravane, the divination professor.
Oh. Good
Good
day to you.
you're still here.
Good day to you, Professor. Is everything well?
I was just about to undergo a divination ritual in order to properly find where Oddwald has escaped to. Dean has also asked me to give you these, and he gives you a pair of silver bangles. You can use these on Oddwald in order to prevent him from using magic, once you apprehend him, of course.
Well, that's... Well, at this point, that could be a useful backup.
I agree.
Anyway.
I say that because if you think I didn't grab Counterspell, then you don't know me.
Counterspell, Fireball. That's all you need.
Counterspell, Lightning Bolt, actually.
In any case, if you would like to see me at work again to with this ritual. You can come with me if you want.
I would appreciate that, thank you. I do need to take my mind off of a few things, if I am being perfectly honest.
Okay, so you all follow him back to his office.
Mm-hmm.
Inside, the furniture has been pushed aside to make space for a very intricate chalk circle drawn with several flourishes on the flat stone floor. The professor he goes back into the classroom and is still sketching most of the symbols around the edge. And he addresses you. Be careful. This circle must reflect the many threads of fate in order to show what is possible. Erase any of them and we risk inaccuracy. And he motions you to move to the edge of the room.
I understand. And
Okay.
Relic, as best as he can with his bulky frame, tries to get right up against the wall.
Okay, you all lean up against the wall. And with a few more strokes, he finishes the circle. And he asks, he goes, could one of you maybe pass me one of that crystal on a string, a bowl of water, and a bag of sand over by the nearby table over here, please?
Of course. Relic does that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he carefully takes the bowl of water to the center of the circle, along with all of the other things. And he says, I would like for all of you to be quiet while I do this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
All the while, Rook is just still kind of fidgeting with the hilton pommel of his rapier, something's kind of not feeling right.
Okay, so as he's sitting down in the center, the air in the room crackles with arcane energy as the pendulum, that is the crystal on a string that you gave him, swings back and forth over the bowl of water, which reflects the crystal above it like a mirror. Okay, the professor's eyes glow white as he's cast a small pinch of sand into the water. It ripples, and images begin to form on its surface. As the pendulum is pulled strongly southeast by an invisible force, you can see tree forms, wagons filled with goods, and corrals of giant insects. With a gentle swish, the circle of chalk lifts from the ground and disappears into vapor, returning both the bowl of water and the professor to normal. Yep, definitely Brackenmill, he says.
Relic sighs. I feared as much.
Must be of personal significance to him, if anything. Though, I am certain that his form will be veiled by some concealing magic. So be aware of that.
Undoubtedly.
You might not be able to spot him right away.
Turned invisible, right? He turned invisible to get away from me.
There was also a winged shield in my vision.
A winged
It
shield?
might be the key to finding Oddwald.
A winged shield. Does
DM
Sorry.
Does Henrietta remember that shield?
Make an intelligence check.
Okay.
You remember one particular individual with the winged shield, and that was Riffin.
Wow, what a coincidence. I mentioned him earlier.
Does Henrietta tell us this?
Yeah, she does.
Oh boy. In any case, if my earlier predictions were correct, he might be a potential. Oddwald might be a potential ally. Just use caution.
We understand. Thank you, Professor.
He might He may well play an important part in saving the wood.
I believe so to myself.
In any case, I wish you the best of luck in apprehending him. Sorry for the pulling you away so soon.
No worries.
Yeah, hold on, I need to reload. So I can properly get you guys back onto the world map. Haven't seen this in a while.
By the way, as soon as we're all rested up and everything, I'd like to cast Sending to Oddworld.
Okay. You can definitely cast Sending to Oddwall.
You sure that's a good idea?
Oh, I'm not going to tell him too much. I get that you wanted it to stop up the spectrum fire. But why tear up the books and why send people to try to kill?
There's no response.
Okay, he had his chance to say he had his chance to say his bit.
And here we go. All right, I've got mine all set up. Speaking of sending, Rallis also throws ahead his own sending and informs the head of his temple what's happened and where they're going next.
Okay. So, are you also casting Sending?
Rallis, yeah, he did.
And what is he saying?
He says, Grandmaster, I'm informing you that the heroes and I are heading to Bracken Mill.
Sorry, your grandmother?
No, Grandmaster.
Oh, Grandmaster. I haven't come up with a Grandmaster token yet. It's mostly just a small community of farmers.
Well, yeah, but I mean like over in Aldeha, like whoever charged me with helping these people, I'm getting in contact with them and telling them what's happened.
Okay, you're in Alderheart, my bad.
Yeah, sorry.
You do get a response. It says, good work. Keep it up. We'll be waiting for your swift and safe return.
Alright, and with that in mind, well, let's head out, I guess.
Okay.
Shall we stop there?
Finally, you decide to follow the road to Bracken Mill, I suppose.
Yep.
Yeah. As you're walking along, it's a pretty straight road there to the southeast. You notice, even though the fall colors and all of the leaves are showing bright oranges and golds and browns, you feel that the weather is unusually hot today. There's some kind of heat wave going on, which is not usually what happens during the fall.
Okay, I'm keeping an eye open. Are there any fires?
You do notice smoke off in the distance coming from the northwest. There are fires going on.
Should we stop to help deal with this?
It's all the way far to the northwest.
So past the Great Mountains or around that area, I'm guessing?
I say northwest, not northeast.
Oh, sorry.
It's coming from the Scorched Grove.
So it's coming from the Scorched Grove.
And the wind is just blowing the heat this way?
Yeah. It's starting to get progressively worse.
Well, I guess that aspect of fire is just getting busy.
Yeah. Eventually, after another day of travel, you do make it to Brackenmill. So, it's it's a series of lush tree canopies. You can immediately recognize most of them as being perch farms with some fruit and harvest able growing from them, some familiar herbs, vines tended by several farmers, as well as corrals on the ground that have a variety of giant insects, including silkworms, munching on greenery.
Rallis takes a... Sorry, continue. I'll do my bit after you're done.
The farmers around here, all the folks and villagers living around here are a lively bunch. They see you coming in and smile and greet you all politely. It's like, welcome to Brackenmill. Make yourselves at home.
Rallis takes a moment to look over the entire town, and he smiles. Goodness.
You see all the series of bridges made of wood and rope and platform connecting all the trees together.
It's been so long, and yet it almost feels nothing has changed.
So what do you do?
I say we head to an inn and get rested up.
I think that is an excellent idea. I think we should do that right now.
Okay. You do see the largest building in town being the inn, and it's called the Sunny Silk Room.
Well, that's actually kind of an adorable name.
Yeah.
It's right over here. So you all decide to go enter the tavern. It's not as lively in here as outside. There are a couple of unusual characters in this tavern. And the barkeeper also sees you all enter and goes, "Oh, customers, hello. Please take a seat."
I see someone I recognize.
Same here.
Yeah, you also see Riffin sitting at the back over here.
Oh, joy.
His little legs dangling from the seat.
Yeah, and he has a mug of ale as well.
How comically oversized is it?
It's about the size of his head.
Oh, my man.
I'm getting a very adorable image right now.
Yeah. Yes, this is a common room in the inn, and it teems with a little bit of activity. There's several bird folk, some humble folk, and it's all engaged in talk and drink and game. And 3 large hearths frame the space. One, I would say hearth, but I didn't draw any. My bad.
But yeah, throughout just watching everything, despite their mission, Rallis just has the biggest...
The place is indeed warm and inviting.
Yeah, Rallis just has the biggest smile on his face.
I didn't know owls could smile.
They can. They can.
Noticing that, well, does Henrietta say that?
No, this is out of character.
Alright. But clearing his head, he does, of course, go around, greet everyone, anyone who. It's been probably a decade or two. Some people probably don't remember him if he's noticed anyone.
Yeah, and the barkeep does recognize you and is like, Rallis! It's been ages. How you been? You got bigger.
Yes, much bigger.
Yeah, you know him as Douglas. Douglas the barkeep.
It's good to see you've been doing well, Douglas.
Yeah, same to you. How have you been?
Well, you know how it is. Just been staying at the temple in Alderhot for most of my life. I've gotten out and about every once in a while. This being, well, he points to his companions. This being that in a while.
Ah, I see. Hold on. Yeah, he goes over to the cakes and gets a couple of mugs. What are you having? This will be on the house today.
What have you got?
We got all sorts of drinks, sir. We got ale, we got wine, we got water.
I'll have the strongest ale you have, as I kind of I lean on the bar.
Okay, Rook, are you okay?
Oh yes, I'm fine. This is like my hand's kind of shaking while my other hand's still kind of fidgeting with the my rapier.
Okay, this Luna is uncomfortably going to the other
I'm gonna
NPC.
insight that super hard. I can tell he's lying, but I want to know if this is about the Ring of Spell Storing or if this is about the Necronomicon.
Yeah. You have no idea. Unless Rook rolls really poorly.
I'm not even actually concealing it.
He cannot roll that poorly on a deception check.
He can try.
Actually not actually trying to conceal anything, but I guess it's like deception.
Yeah, it's deception. Yeah, you have no idea.
Okay, look,
Even with disadvantage,
I don't know what
like
this
he's
is
not.
about. You will find more opportunities to make money.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure we'll do just fine.
Yeah, this morning Dove Luma is just leaving her sheet to go sit somewhere else.
As she leaves, Ralsta says, "My apologies."
She doesn't say anything.
Yes, to be expected.
She's just really uncomfortable.
But regardless, well, I suppose I'll just have a small bit of ale, if that's all right, Douglas.
All right then. And he decides to get pretty much everyone here a mug of ale. On the house today, celebrate your return.
Are you certain? I know you do need to keep a business, and well.
No, it's fine. My business is still running smoothly.
If you insist.
Well,
Smooth as ever.
well, still, sir, forgive me. We do need to rent some rooms for a while.
All right then. You can stay for the night free of charge if you want.
I'm afraid our stay's gonna be a little longer. And we all feel that.
We're capable of paying. No need to worry.
Yes.
All right then. It'll be 1 silver a night.
That is.
Or 1 gold a night. I forget.
That is perfectly fine.
Either way.
Henrietta takes out a gold piece and hands it to the quail. Innkeep.
Thank you kindly.
But yeah.
Much obliged.
But yeah, with that, Rallis does, he does take a drink of the ale and gives a satisfied sigh. It really has been too long, hasn't it?
Well, I'll have to take your word for it on that.
Thank you.
I guess none of you are actually going to go talk to Griffin, are you?
Not yet. Just kind of. We just kind of got done traveling, so I imagine just a quick break and then we'll get to business.
Alrighty.
Talus hasn't noticed him. I did.
Henrietta's trying to figure out what to say without having Riffin alerting Oddwald.
Well, you don't see Oswald here yet.
He could be, well, as we were told by the divination teacher, he could be disguised as someone. But yeah, with that,
Anyway.
Rallis does finish up his drink and he says, "Thank you, Douglas."
My pleasure. Good to see you back now, Relic.
I'll try to stay as long as I can, but, well, Altus
I
willing.
know, duty calls and all that.
Thank you again for the hospitality.
Of course.
And, with that, well, he does look to his companions and he says, "So, any of you ready to address the elephant in the room?"
Rallis, I don't think you've ever met Griffin before.
Yeah, I haven't.
And yeah, Talus hasn't noticed his presence. So
What about Rook?
Rook, to Rook, Riffin was rather minor, other than him having a some sort of connection to Abernhart.
Yeah, it's true. Just completely, annex what I just said. Rallis wouldn't know. He's just kind of sitting there at the bar, just enjoying himself for a bit.
All right, I'll take the initiative.
Okay. Henrietta, you go over to Riffin as he's just finishing his drink, and he recognizes you and says, "Oh, hello again, friend.
Oh, howdy.
Looks like you've grown into quite the fine adventurer. Defenders of Elderhardy."
Well, we did earn that title. Well, Mr. Riffin. Though I say, it's...
Not sure if I agree with her on that.
Henrietta just gives a sideways glare at Talus, as if she's trying...
Take a seat. I love a chance to catch up with you.
Sure thing. Don't mind Rook and Talus. They're a little out of sorts today.
I'm fine.
Yeah, Rook, on the other hand, he's kind of like buggering up to the hotel room or to the inn room.
Anyway, well, for one thing, Angel isn't traveling with us anymore.
Oh, I see. That's a shame. I hope she finds what she's looking for.
I hope so too. In the meantime, we got a new friend in our party. Henrietta then waves Rallis over.
He notices and steps on over. Yes, Henrietta?
Mr.
Fellow Strig, pleasure to meet you. Name's Riff.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Riffin. My name is Rallis Greenborough.
Oh, that's gonna get confusing real quick.
Yes,
Henrietta gestures to Riffin to explain to Rallis. We met Riffin a while back when we were trying to defend Alderheart from the plague of bandit. Saved our tail feathers quite a bunch.
Oh, have you?
It's good to see that things are looking up in the world now. Aside from fires, anyway.
Well, there is something we need to discuss with you.
Oh?
I feel better if the three of us the lot of us spoke in private.
All right. I have my own room that we can speak in. If that's all right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Henry then,
You all go upstairs.
Henrietta then looks to Rook and Talus. Y'all gonna come with, or are you gonna stay down here?
Rook actually went to his in room.
Okay, so Rook is already in his in
I've
room.
got one last quick sending. I've got one last quick sending to. I've got one last quick sending spell to do.
Okay.
And I just need to look something up real fast first. Make sure I'm getting this right.
Okay, in the meantime, what is it that you'd like to talk about? Must be something serious.
Well, we recently ran into trouble, and the perpetrator was someone you're associated with.
Oddball? Really? I haven't seen him in a dog sandwich. Where is he?
Well, we kind of found him underneath the. What was the name of the town?
Avium. The Avium.
We found him underneath the avian library with some sort of giant skeleton monster.
That doesn't sound like him at all.
He was trying to create a bone golem to take care of what we found in the in well
The Scorched Grove.
the Scorch Grove.
I hate to not believe you here, but it doesn't sound like him at all. He'd never act so recklessly and hurtful.
Well,
Mr. Riffin, we don't lie about this.
I know you all seem like genuine folk, but
He sent shadows to kill us. Also,
that doesn't sound like him at all.
well, I
Yes,
believe there.
I messaged him to ask what it was about.
I'm still surprised you're sending him sendings.
I only did it once.
Well, I
No,
believe that.
I've known Oddbald for years. It doesn't sound like him at all.
Well, I believe there is a reason for it. And well,
Again.
And I assume you're searching for him then. To get some answer.
Well, yes, you see, well, we're of the understanding that what he is doing for a good reason. Because from the research that we have gleaned and from his own research that he's strewn about when we found his secret hideout, it seems as though he seems a little desperate, like he's trying to find a way to put a stop to this aspect of fire that has appeared.
Now that you've mentioned it, he has always had a hard time dealing with the blues. In any case, I haven't exactly seen him in a while, ever since I decided to stay here. But I have seen a couple of surly types in this inn.
You believe...
I don't think...
Sorry.
You think he would have hired those surly types?
Probably not. And I have known him to use several disguises during our adventures. He could be anyone. Maybe even in this inn.
I mean, have you noticed anyone peering at you strangely?
Not that I am aware.
Talus, are you able to sense disguises yet?
Okay, you do get a reply back from the sending. And it's like, I wanted to make sure all of you were out of commission. So you wouldn't disturb. That's what.
Well, he just replied to me. Apparently, he wanted to make sure we were all off the mission, we wouldn't disturb. So we wouldn't disturb him.
Oh, for the love of...
I mean, it sounds like horseshit to me, if I'm being honest.
I kind of agree with you there.
I mean, as I said,
Riffin doesn't seem too comfortable about you bad talking his friend.
as
Well, his friend tried to kill us, so he can deal with this.
As I said, Riffin, I believe he is doing this for a good reason, and I mean no ill will towards him or yourself. I do not want to be our first introduction to be poor, so I hope you can believe me when I say that I merely warn you out of caution.
Well, you do all seem like genuine folk. So I'll give you a couple of pointers. There have been a couple of lodgers here that don't seem too friendly. I'll point them out for you. And back down, if you will decide to follow him. He points towards these three birdfolk individuals. This Gallus monk, this surly Luma sorcerer, and this Strig barbarian.
Interesting how he knew all their character classes as well.
Well, there's just a really big Strig, a really lonesome-looking mourning dove, and this Gallus who doesn't want to talk. And is wearing prayer bead.
So yeah, probably stands to reason either a cleric or a monk of some sort.
Yeah, probably a monk.
Well, what do you think is so off about them?
Well, again, most of the people here in Brackenmill are friendly types. They love to talk and chat. These three, though, they... not so much. They're acting a little off.
It could just simply be that they're outsiders.
Yeah, probably.
After all, well, actually, I do know an easy way to figure out. Well, to figure that out, but I'll leave that for later.
Okay. Now, I should probably get back to my talk to me again if you want.
Thank you for...
If you need any more help looking for him.
Thank you for your time, Riffin.
I hope he hasn't gotten himself into too much trouble. And he goes back to his seat.
Well, with that out of the way, I'm going to send a sending message to Eliza. Well, now that that's done, I'm going to do what I was about to do before and send a message to Eliza.
Eliza, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to send something. Hello, Eliza. Something has come to my attention that I need. Could you get a shirt of Loomis chain in real quick?
Shirt of Loomis chain? I'll
Yeah,
see if I can order it for you by the time you get back.
Yeah, or Elven chain in common D&D.
Yeah, Sylvan chain.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Sylvan chain.
Oh. Okay.
There's no elves.
Well, yeah, I specifically said Loomis chain because they seem the most magic of the bird folk.
Which makes sense.
The Elven chain shirt. I will research that later.
With that done,
It's a rare item, basically a +1 chain shirt that anyone.
Okay.
Alright, well, with that in mind, Rallis comes down and walks up to Douglas again. Says, pardon me, Douglas?
Armor up.
He says, pardon me, Douglas, may I ask something of you for a moment?
Oh, sure. What is it?
Aside from the little strig in the far off, in the middle table there, the other three individuals at separate tables, do you know if they're outsiders or not?
We get a lot of travelers coming and going from this place, but those three in particular don't seem the talkative type.
Do you
If I'm
think
being totally honest.
do you think they might be adventurers or some such?
Most likely.
Hmm.
You know, adventurers. They're usually weird.
True enough. Though, if they were adventurers, it seems as though they're either from separate places or, well, certainly weird. I don't mean to cast suspicion on my first day back. I terribly apologize.
Oh, it's no bother at all. I'm sure you're looking for somebody in particular.
It's been a long couple of days.
Well, you're free to rest here however long you like.
I appreciate it, thank you.
Very well.
He returns to the group and he says, "Well, as it turns out, those three in particular, well, as Douglas has told me, they seem, well, they are travelers, but it seems as though they are, well, deliberately keeping out of other people's ways and keeping to themselves."
Normally that would be considered polite, but you think something's off with all this?
Well, if they were travelers, unless they are of the same party, they typically would sit at the same table as each other, correct? Yet they're all sitting alone at separate tables. So it seems pretty clear.
I would have drawn this thing bigger had I known there would be more characters, but
Nah, no worries. The small inn thing makes it makes it feel a lot more humble for a country town.
yeah.
But I can't say for sure, unfortunately. All that we really seem to know is they seem to be acting strange even for outsiders.
So what do you think we should do? Tail them?
You can just talk to them. They're not doing anything. They're just sitting at their tables drinking.
Sure,
Still, we may need Rook Silvertongue.
Yeah, he's currently in his room.
Yeah.
apparently
Yeah.
apparently cavorting with dark forces.
Oh.
Yeah, guess what I took for 5th level?
Oh no.
Oh dear.
The book. It was the book whispering to him in his ear. And now he's a warlock.
Yeah,
Hold on to that book. You're a little too long.
Yeah, Talif, you better talk to him and see if he can check him so in case that book did anything funny.
Well, that sounds like metagaming, but it certainly looks like we could use it.
Well, Henrietta noticed the twitching earlier and just wondered if maybe the Necronomicon did something.
Right, and right. And then I suppose I walk on it again on him, like doing kind of weird chanting ritual with the necro.
Nah, I'm pretty sure his door's closed.
Yeah, there's like no real chanting, no Necronomicon thing. That's like I don't actually have the book on me now.
Oh right. Will you be able to? Will you be able to take extra level? Ulzin Warlock without the book?
You don't necessarily need to.
I mean,
Yeah, you don't need to.
Remember the whole idea of a warlock is that you have a patron who basically gives you his magic. He's basically already made contact with his patron, so there you go.
Yeah, I'm going to give Rook the Undying patron.
Undying?
seems to have gone Hexblade.
Well, remember that the class, well, the subclasses for the warlock, they're very flexible. Like anyone can be, well, any sort of patron can be any sort of subclass. It's just the flavor.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
like
flavor.
like something obviously gifted me the Hexblade or whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
So yeah, don't worry about it too much.
Hexblade is definitely goth enough to come from the Necronomicon.
Well, who knows what's in it?
Oh, okay. So going in, so knocking on the door. Hey, Rook, you in there?
I kind of opened the door and just kind of ducked my head. I was like, yeah, I'm fine.
Insight, because he's been quote unquote fine all day.
Okay, insight versus deception. Wow.
I have 8 deception. There's no way you're breaking that.
In other words, you have expertise.
Yes.
Well, okay then. Hey, well, if you're sure, then can you put on your game face? We need you to butter people up.
All right. I take a minute and just like I kind of like go through my
The shoes.
my disguise kit a little bit, kind of dress myself up, kind of apply a little makeup to the face.
On our next thing, the shoe's gonna drop and he's gonna use it last.
Okay. We are going to end things here.
Yeah, it's kind of late.
Yeah, it's getting late.
But not before I can.
Thank you all for coming, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Yep.
See you all later.
I guess friends.